what's going on? Happy National Friggin' Bourbon Day. What's going on? It's really cool that National Bourbon Day happens to fall on this Whiskey Wednesday, where I did a not one but two live streams. Our second starting right now, but the first one with Dr. Pat Heiss from Wilderness Trail, which was a completely epic conversation. That was amazing. So if you guys did not get a chance to watch that at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time today, definitely go check out the replay. It was an absolutely great conversation, and I think one that any whiskey geek would enjoy. But again, happy National Bourbon Day, guys. Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room. I am Jason C. Welcome to the live stream tonight, where we are going to be drinking some great whiskeys here. Jeffrey Wack is going to attempt to take me out again, going to attempt to beat me in a blind tasting set up by none other than Durell Stewart. So hello again, whiskey friends, trying to come on the channel here and take over a bit and try to take me out. So should be pretty fun. They're going to be coming on a little bit later. We'll get into that. It's really my last training session before the finals on Map Madness this Friday night. So this Friday night, I'll be going against Dan Shook from the Bourbon Junkies. Obviously, Matt has sent us the blind tasting. The box just came today. It's just sitting there, not allowed to open it, but I'm very intrigued at what he put into the sample pack and what we're going to be tasting for the championship to get the belt, to win the chip. Oh, I just elbowed that. The chip, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, we are ready to go, and it's National Bourbon Day. So what do? You take out your big guns, you take out the hitters, and today we got a little Colonel Taylor barrel proof, a bottle that I don't really talk about much. You know why? Because it's kind of a ghost for most people. I've been lucky enough to get the last three from the last 3 years. And it's definitely one of those, man, it's great when you can find it, or when you don't have to pay a stupid high price for it. But at the same time, it's one of those bourbons that, you could kind of call it like a George T. Stagg light a little bit. It's definitely not as old as George T. Stagg, but there are some inherent qualities, I think, that are comparable as far as proof. Obviously, George T. Stagg is a lot older, but Colonel E.H. Taylor, I think there are some aligning factors that they both have as far as flavors go. They're both very sweet. Obviously, the Colonel Taylor, being I think a lot younger, has a lot more punch to it. Like, I'm talking like proof. Like, you really feel the proof. It's not as refined or as oaky as George T. Stagg is. But I feel like, hey, let's start off tonight with a little bit of a banger here. So cheers to you guys. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat for National Bourbon Day, and we'll get the show started. It's a cherry apple cinnamon pie. So I always get in Colonel Taylor barrel proof. I think the cherry is always there, which is somewhat of a signature flavor you get from Buffalo Trace. But this apple cinnamon note that I always get in E.H. Taylor barrel proof, it's so good. So E.H. Taylor barrel proof is definitely my favorite bottles. It says DC. What's going on, DC? Let's talk to some people in the chat tonight. Let's see what's going on. Robert Charles is here. Danny Lynn, Jeff Perkins, Josh Randall, Tim Cornet in the house. Ernest Stevenson, Owen Lonergan. Oh man, Dirty Dan might be getting clapped Friday. His second flight went better, but that first flight was a doozy. Yeah, I watched that, but I mean, Dan has been fighting, quite the sinus infection or whatever the hell he had. So, we'll see how he does. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Again, it's all going to come down to how we're tasting tomorrow and what's going to be in that flight. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Sandeep Chima is here. Nicholas, what is going on? Hey, what's going on? Butter time. How you doing? Nice to see you. Let's see here. EMC. Let's see. Nate Cox is here. Slapshots Roadhouse in the house. Russ L. Ham. Turkey. Mean Rye. Speaking of Mean Rye, and well, I'll get into that in a little bit here. DC says, he dropped the link. Yeah, thanks so much, man. Exclusive Mash and Journey bottle picks. That's right. If you're not a Patreon, click the link below in the chat. you guys can get exclusive access to the barrel picks as long as the slots aren't sold out yet. So, but I do think there's some in the $10 tier. $10 tier, more often than not, will get access to the picks as well. Let's see here. Shauna Marie D in the house. What's going on, Shauna Marie? Baz is here. That's every day, right? Yeah, basically every day is National Bourbon Day. There's Emily again saying hi to Shauna. Richie Z, cheers, Jason Whiskey friends. Nice to see you, Richie, as always. Top dog in the house. Tyler S. Smith, Aaron Hodgers. He's saying, let's go Team Wack. Oh, we'll see. I'm rooting for Wack. I hope he beats me. We'll see what happens. The Bourbon Van's in the house. What is going on, guys? Nice to see you. Great channel. If you guys have not subscribed to the Bourbon Van, please do. They do amazing content. Let's see here. Wade Waters here. Joe Dickinson. He says drinking some Blue Run to celebrate. Oh, man. I'm only kidding. Good stuff. Just watch Wax Show. He's primed and ready. Oh, he's primed and ready. Does that mean he's already a little tipsy? Justin Kim, cheers. Inspired by early stream. He's drinking the Wilderness Trail 8-year. Very nice. Ham Turkey. Gary Franchi, the other half of the fancy Franchies, is here. Nice to see you, Gary, as always. David Behrens is here, and a bunch more people coming in. So, Lucas Oppener with the first super chat of the night. Happy National Bourbon Day, you legend. Thank you so much, Lucas. Verlander looking good for your Mets tonight, Jason. Cheers. Good luck Friday, says Keith Stepanski. It doesn't matter what the pitchers do for the Mets. As soon as they get to the bullpen, the Mets will lose. I'm calling it right now. The bullpen will come in. Unless Verlander somehow, defies the odds and goes 8 innings, the Mets will find a way to lose that game once the bullpen comes in. It's just how it's gone this year. It's so frustrating to watch the Mets this year, coming off last year when they were playing so well, and they just suck this year. They are terrible. They're a terrible team that they can't, when they pitch good, they can't hit. When they're hitting, they can't pitch. Nothing is clicking. It's awful. It's awful to watch. Mets pitchers have sticky fingers. Yeah, apparently the Mets are using Stickum because they can't pitch on their own. So, remember when the Mets were good? Aiden, yeah, 1986. That's when the Mets were good. And 2000 and what was it? 2000 and was it 11? 2011 when they made the World Series. That a good team. They ran into the Royals, which was kind of the perfect team to beat those Mets that year. But that's when they had all the pitching, they had some hitting, they had a little bit of everything. But just the Mets haven't been able to put it together since 1986. Try watching the Brewers. How about the Orioles are playing great. Finishing up 13th Colony. This thing is awesome. Oh yeah, 13th Colony, awesome stuff. So yeah, let's get into this a little bit more. Yeah, the frustrating thing about the Mets is that they thought after 86 the Mets would win multiple championships. But basically, Frank Cashin, who was the, pretty brilliant general manager at the time, he completely dismantled the team after 86. So after they won, we had this crazy good nucleus. You have young player. Obviously, Strawberry and Doc Gooden had their off-the-field issues, and we all understand that. But they had players there that were willing to stay, but he just completely dismantled the team in 87. They brought in some new people, made some crazy trades. The chemistry wasn't the same, and the Mets weren't able to win it again after 86. So quick story. So Dr. Pat was here today, Dr. Patrick Heist for Wilderness Trail. And the first pour I gave him was one of the Mash and Journey barrel picks. This is one of the first barrel picks we did 2 years ago, about-ish. And this is the Wilderness Trail single barrel rye, which we dubbed the Tom Sawyer's Mean Rye. And as you could see right there, I asked Dr. Pat to sign it for me, which he did. So I forever will have his signature on the back of this bottle. The other part of this story is when we got off stream, he looks at me and he goes, that pick that's probably one of the best ryes we've had. He's like, do you have an extra bottle of it? And I'm like, I have one extra bottle of this, and it's one of my favorite bottles in the world. but when Dr. Patrick Heiss asks you, do you have an extra bottle of it? You know what's next. Like, he wants a bottle of it. So I go back in the bunker and I bring it out, and he goes, I kind of hand it to him, and he's like, can I have this? And what am I gonna say? No, Dr. Pat, even though you completely created this whiskey, you can't have it because I love it so much and I got to keep it in my bunker. If the rule of it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with had more meaning, it was more like, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people who made it. Like, you give him the bottle if he wants it. So he took the bottle, and he was really thankful. He wanted to like pay me for it. I was like, you're not paying me for the bottle, dude. You made that thing. So just friggin' take it, enjoy it, share it. And he was pretty cool with that. And in turn, he signed my bottle here. So I thought it was really cool of him. But I wish you guys could have seen my face when he's like, can I have it? I was just like, do I let him have it? I don't know if I want to give it to him. I mean, it's the most sincere reaction I can tell you, like, what it was. It was pretty hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, guys. While you're here, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button as well. Yep. Let's see here. Let's see. Dr. Pat was amazing. Learned a lot. Yeah, I even learned a lot. Every time I talk to that guy, I learn so much. Just like the Jets, still they draft another Alabama quarterback and ain't going to win nothing. Let's see here. About the Mets pitching, anytime they will give you another 2-3 inches dropping your curveball at Harris. Oh, shit. Yes, of course it's not about the whiskey. Of course you can, but Jason, those vibes come back to you tenfold. Yeah, I mean, I think so, but yeah, Jason, being Bourbon Day, what profile comes to mind as the most classic bourbon? Turkey Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, something else? That's a really good question, Paul P. I'll have to think about that one. Anyone have the new Jack Rye barrel strength? Yeah, I reviewed that one, Thurston Harrell. They're younger than the special release was like 3 years ago, so don't expect it to be that developed in flavor. There's a lot of variation to them. The one that I got was not that great. It was very, very, very hot. It drank very hot. It was very savory. Not a lot of sweetness to it. A little bit bitter too, because I think the youthful character it had. So if it's possible for you, I know it's kind of a tough thing. If you have friends that have gotten their hands on a good barrel of Jack, I would definitely ask them, like, what barrel do you have, just to make the shopping a lot easier, because I've heard a lot of varying opinions on the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye so far, with how different they are across the board. Yeah. So no way, he's got plenty, says F. I mean, but that was the thing. I thought it was like a compliment to me a little bit too. Like, he loved the pick that we selected so much, along with the brew bakers. So the brew baker maker, and he really valued that bottle. He wanted it because he was so impressed by it. And I mean, what am I going to say? I'm not going to say no. Yeah. Yeah. Now that's the thing. I do really have to make the rest of this bottle last. Excellent video with Dr. Pat earlier, and I loved it. Shopping in Jason's bunker. Yeah, basically. You giving that bottle to Doc was all-star move. Yeah, I mean, I kind of had to. Dude, all your picks are on point already with my palette. Oh, awesome, man. Glad you're enjoying them. Off-profile beam is classic beam for me. Almost Bobby Bonilla Day. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Thurston Howell. Oh, he was talking to Thurston. Pat owes you a barrel pick or two. Oh, believe me, I asked. I'm like, look, it's been a while since we did a Wilderness Trail. When can we get let in again? So, all right. So back to that question from Paul P. If I had to pick a classic bourbon, like the classic bourbon flavor, what would it be? It's a really good question. Man, I would probably lean towards Elijah Craig, I think. Just regular Elijah Craig 94 proof. Like, if I'm thinking of like a straight standard bourbon for people to try, Elijah Craig, or even, I mean, You could even say you could make an argument for Woodford Reserve too a little bit, because Woodford Reserve it's such an easy bourbon. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of rye. It's even keel. It doesn't go too sweet. It doesn't go too spicy. It's just man. Even though the marketing says there's 200 and something flavors in it, which is just crazy. You can make a case for Woodford Reserve, but I think Elijah Craig, Woodford Reserve, obviously Wild Turkey 101, I think falls in that category a little bit too. Um, um, I think all the ones that were mentioned. I mean, I think it really depends on the person and their experiences as they get into bourbon. You can make the argument for Old Forester, the original, like the 86 proof. So that bottle got a lot of people into bourbon, even when I was getting into it. So Old Forester's in the mix. Some will say the Maker's Mark, that weeded profile will get you into that mix. But for me, when I'm thinking bourbon, if I open up a book and there's a definition of bourbon, it would probably be Elijah Craig. That's probably the first one that jumps to mind for me, to be honest. Yeah. The Master Drum, impressed by all of your picks. Do you have backups of them all I could get? I can't blame a guy for trying. I don't have backups of all of them. The earlier ones, I've either drank through or shared with a bunch of people and kind of finished those out. But probably some of the ones going into last year, I still have backups of for sure. You should do a stream when you jam with Doc's band. Yeah, I think that could happen. He was talking to someone here in Ohio about doing a concert with his band. And we were collaborating a little bit after the fact, saying, hey, we might do a little bit of a charity type spin on it, get a bunch of bourbon drinkers from Ohio to jump in and come to the event. Maybe we'll wrap a charitable initiative around it. His band will play most of the songs, but he said, 2 or 3 songs, I'll come up on stage and I'll get to play drums with his band, that would be a dream come true. It would be so freaking cool. So yeah, for sure. Could be something pretty amazing in the works here coming up soon, guys, especially for all you Ohio folks. All right. Damn, that's good. All right. So before Jeffrey Wack and Durell Stewart jump on here, I want everybody to think of like a quick head-to-head bourbon. I could do a little bit of a live double bass, which I'll do in a little bit. Not right now. Think of something good that I haven't maybe done before. And we'll get into that right after we do the little bit of the news and a little bit of what's to see on the TTB. So first and foremost, I do want to talk about a few news stories. Nothing crazy. But obviously there have been actually a pretty funny story, speaking of Wild Turkey 101, which I thought was pretty cool. But I don't know if you guys heard about this. So this just happened today. And this was a news story that popped up that I saw, and it had to do with Old Forester. Old Forester, speaking of Old Forester, they're dropping a bunch of rare bourbons at random throughout this month. So if you guys are fans of Old Forester, like just today, I think it was like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock Eastern time, I think they dropped an Old Forester single barrel rye barrel proof. They dropped 2 packs of their 117 series on their website as well. And basically the reason for this is Old Forester is 153 years old, but they're trying to look into the future, says Master Taster Melissa Rift, who succeeded Jackie Zykin. So Wednesday is the 5th anniversary of Kentucky Owl whiskey brand Old Forester's return to Whiskey Row in downtown Louisville. So to celebrate, Old Forester announced will release surprise bottles at random throughout June, as well as donate to a Louisville nonprofit. So it's going to be dropping surprise bottles at random times and days all throughout June. These random drops will include President's Choice, the 117 series, and the very rare birthday bourbon. Additionally, Old Forester is donating $12,000 to the Center for Women and Families, a Louisville nonprofit that provides housing support and safety from domestic violence to women and families in crisis. The proceeds come from the inaugural Old Forester Sleep Easy immersive experience, which allowed customers to book a stay in a 1-bedroom apartment next to the distillery and taste Old Forester bourbons. So this is pretty cool. If you guys live in Louisville or visiting Louisville in June, it's probably a good idea to stay close to Old Forester because you never know what they're going to drop. According to that article, You could say, you could see, as you say, the President's Choices, which are always pretty delicious. You get your hands on a birthday bourbon, which, okay. But it's cool, always cool to have that bottle on the shelf. So it's always cool. Let's see here. Tom Shanley in the house. He says, I want to wish a fellow St. John's University grad and Mets fan from Bayside good luck in Matt Madness. Cheers. Damn, Tom. Shanley, he's my brother from another mother right there. That's right. St. John's University, Mets fan, and from Bayside. I lived in Bayside, Queens for about 14 years before moving here to Ohio. So cheers, man. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, so that's a good point, T. Jarrett. They will be dropping these online too, but online, to T. Jarrett's point, they're going to sell out in minutes. It's going to be really hard to probably even get through there and get a bottle of something. So your best bet is to be there if you can. I know it's tricky and not everybody lives near Old Forest or wants to be at Old Forest every single day of the week, but hey, if you happen to be in the neighborhood, there's a good shot you might get something good. So just letting you guys know, I am just providing the information for you guys to maybe possibly get a birthday bourbon on your shelf. Just saying. All right, next up. We talked a little bit about Woodford Reserve just earlier about being kind of a classic bourbon, and it looks like they're going to be releasing another one of their 375 milliliter bottles. And this is the Bottled and Bond Wheat Whiskey. So on Tuesday, Kentucky whiskey brand Woodford Reserve announced the release of Wheat Whiskey Bottled and Bond, the latest edition of the producer's annual distillery series. So like other whiskeys in the distillery series, this limited time release suggested retail price of $60 per 375 milliliter bottle. It is available in limited quantities at select Kentucky retailers and, of course, from the Woodford Reserve Distillery. The Woodford Reserve Wheat Whiskey it's the red label that they make. I actually think it's a really good expression from Woodford Reserve. It's such a fruit forward expression, which I think you either really like it or you're just kind of like, wow, it's too much fruit forwardness. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of folks that really like it. So to kind of taste it at 100 proof bottle and bond rather than a 90.4 that it usually is, I think it's pretty cool. However, I wouldn't go out of my way to grab that because generally when you find it, it's going to be at the distillery. So yeah, so there's another quick picture of it. All right, let's go to the next story real quick. I think it's, oh yeah, this one right here. And this is about a new Heaven Hill higher proof wheated bourbon. And we are not talking about larceny. So this comes courtesy of Whiskey Raiders. So this is a complete unique taste. Heaven Hill's new higher proof wheated bourbon stands out in more ways than one. So Heaven Hill announced the launch of a limited release higher proof expression of its Square 6 wheated bourbon on Monday. The new Square 6 wheated bourbon is available. Now, for those of you who do not know what Square 6 is, this is the brand that's being distilled at Evan Williams in Louisville. So they have a still down there. They have aging. They have everything is made right then and there at the Evan Williams distillery. Now, as far as if it's aged there, I can't quite remember if everything is aged there as well, but everything is distilled there. So that's what the Square 6 brand is. So it's available at the Evan Williams Bourbon Experience for a suggested retail price of $90. This is a wheated bourbon that clocks in at elevated 105 proof. It's a blend of 2 wheated bourbon mash bills. The first consisting of 74 corn, 16% wheat, and 10% malted barley. The second has a 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. Its predecessor was bottled at 95 proof, which launched in May of 2021. So you have the standard larceny wheated bourbon mash bill in there, but it's mixed with this 16% wheat mash bill as well. Generally, the Square 6s that I've tasted when I've been there have been pretty hit and miss. They are pretty youthful tasting, and they do command a little bit of a high price. So, but it's one of those things where it's like, if you like wheated bourbons, give it a try. Let's see here. 257 in the chat. Yeah, that's right, guys. If you are here, please hit the like button. Let's see here. Life goal, be at Old Forester every day of the week. My EHT barrel proof says Andy Stafford says it's the best bourbon ever. Okay. The bottle is pretty, but the label is ugly. Square 6 is awful. At least the first release, they were selling it hard when it first came out. Yeah, they were, Nick Holmes, and yeah, I was not a big fan of it. Immediately when I tasted it, I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure about this yet. I told Dan you were warming up with pizza and pasta. You guys, yeah, Bob, I'm gonna eat a whole bowl of pizza and pasta before the competition. It should be a lot of fun. All right, let's get into. Actually, I don't think I have any more stories left. Let me see here. Maybe just go through a couple of bottle. Oh yeah, one more story I didn't want to talk about, which was pretty funny. So there was a man in Australia who attempted to steal wild turkey whiskey. This was hilarious. Here's an actual shot of the culprit. There he is. Now it's pretty funny how they caught this guy. Basically, a would-be whiskey thief in Australia found himself at a dead end while trying to get away out of this store. The surveillance video showed the man approach the checkout counter at the Bottle O in Beachboro, a suburb of Perth in Australia, holding a 10-pack of Wild Turkey 101. Instead of checking out, however, he made a dash for the door, but found it locked. Kelly Gordon, the employee who was working the counter during the attempted theft, trapped the thief by opting not to unlock the door. Last year, the shop implemented the automatically locking door, which remains locked until the store clerk presses a button to open it. He came to the counter like he was pretending to get served and just made a run for it. Gordon said he then told him to return the booze or wait for the police to arrive. Stuck with no way out, the man sheepishly returned to the counter, set down the box, and exited the store through the door as Gordon unlocked it for him. He didn't seem aggressive or anything. I was concerned. More of a defeat more than anything. I mean, the fact that you pick up a friggin' box of Wild Turkey one. Now, first of all, kudos to the guy. If you're gonna attempt to steal a bourbon, at least it's a good one. Wild Turkey 101. But I mean, that's like a 20. I don't know how much it is in Australia, but a $20-something bottle. I mean, the fact though that they locked him in was hilarious, and that he didn't know that they would lock you in, which I also thought was pretty. I mean, if you're like any sort of thief, do you even scout the place to figure out how you're going to pull this off? No, this guy just tried to walk out with a box of freaking Wild Turkey 101. Freaking hilarious. Yeah. I can't even. It's freaking hilarious, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love Wild Turkey 101. He needs a trolley. Wild Turkey 101 whiskey thief. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go to a couple of new labels we just saw on the TTB. Just not too many, but it looks like Penelope is going to be coming out with another American light whiskey, a 15-year light whiskey, the Founders Reserve. Obviously, this is all MGP guys. They were already sourcing from MGP, but I will tell you, Penelope, now that they have access to the entire library of MGP barrels, now that they've been acquired by MGP or Luxro or however you want to look at it, I'm definitely looking forward to some of these upcoming releases that we're going to see from Penelope. I think we're going to see some higher age releases coming up, some specialty blends. The sky's the limit now that they have full access to the barrel warehouses at MGP. So who knows what we're going to see from Penelope in the near future, or even the distant future. So it should be pretty interesting. Bardstown Bourbon Company is going to be re-releasing the Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout, which I am a huge fan of. I mean, if you like drinking chocolate fudge, that is the bourbon for you. It's absolutely delicious. Now, I think the word on the street was this was going to finally be the original release that I have. Was actually, I have it right here. It's within arm's reach. This original release was a Chicago release only. This was Illinois release. So I know a bunch of these released in Illinois at first, but basically I think this one's going to be a larger release, possibly distillery and released outwards even more than that. I think that's what it's going to be. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I have heard. Absolutely delicious bourbon. If you're into the Goose Island Bourbon County Stouts, you like a really heavy chocolatey type of flavor profile, this thing is like literally just drinking chocolate fudge straight up. It's no joke. Also coming up, Blue Note Rye Whiskey, unfiltered, small batch, 93 proof. I think this is I feel like I've seen this label before, but I wasn't sure. I don't know if Blue Note has released a rye whiskey yet, but I don't think they have. If they have and I've missed it, I apologize. But I do really like what Blue Note is doing. They're sourcing their stuff from Green River, which is also their whiskey is getting better and better over time. Two more exciting releases coming in. Bull Run is going to be releasing a 15-year American whiskey aged in sherry barrels. Finishing time of 8 months. So generally, these are light whiskeys that are sourced from Bull Run. That 100 proof, I guarantee it's going to be a lot higher than 100 proof. Usually light whiskey, you get into the 125 to sometimes 140 and higher. So I would imagine it's going to be in that range. But I've had their port finishes, which are absolutely stunning. Some of these finished Bull Runs are really, really good. So I'm looking for, I don't know if I'll ever see that bottle, but looking forward to whoever gets to try that one. And last but not least, Stranahan's is coming out with a 10-year Colorado single malt called Mountain Angel. We talked a little bit with Dr. Pat today about the growth of American single malt, and that he's got some aging right now at Wilderness Trail, which I'm really excited for. But Stranahan's, one of the oldest in the business doing American single malt, and this makes sense. They've got a 10-year coming out. I'm a little upset at the proof point of this one coming in at 90.2. I do wish it was a little bit higher, maybe 95 at least, but maybe 90.2. Usually if you see those decimal points in the proof points, usually that means they were playing with some different, some different proof points, and then maybe that's just where it hit for them. That's where they liked it, and that's also where they could stretch it out and make their money while keeping the integrity of the flavor profile. So there's a lot that goes into those decisions. It's not just, picking out a proof and calling it what it is. So let's see here. I did not like my Cabernet finish Bull Run. Light whiskey is probably not my jam. Yeah, if you're not a fan of the Bull Runs, maybe you just don't like light whiskey. Yep. Let's see here. What about the new Daniel Weller Buffalo Trace announced? We talked about that. Here it is. We talked a little bit about this last week on the podcast, or on the show, I should say. Daniel Weller. If nobody has seen the actual bottle yet, that is the actual bottle that's going to be releasing. MSRP of $500 using the special Emmer wheat. The Emmer wheat is the differentiator in the mash bill. It's only 94 proof. Again, $500 mash bill. Nobody's ever going to see this bottle.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
I mean, I hate to play that clip over and over, but no, never going to get it. Nobody's ever going to see that bottle. I actually have seen a couple of online reviews for it, though. So there have been some publications that have gotten some reviews out there of it. One of them was very favorable. It said it was good, very good whiskey. Has a lot of depth of flavor to it. It's supposedly almost 12 years old, so I'm guessing it's either 10 or 11 and change in that area. So probably has some good depth of flavor to it. But on top of that, it's a $500 MSRP, and nobody's ever going to see that bottle. So there you go. All right. Yeah, stop it. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that bothers me about Weller is Weller can't keep their regular stuff on the shelf for anyone across the country. Now you're bringing out these other brands. It's just like that. It's just what Sazerac does. It's just so effing frustrating all the time. It's like, can you just get even like special reserve on the shelf for folks? And you're bringing out a $500 special thing that nobody's ever going to see ever anywhere, unless it's like at a bar in Kentucky that's going to cost somebody like $2,000 a pour. I mean, that's where we are now with anything that Buffalo Trace releases. It's crazy. As I drink Colonel Taylor Barrel Proof. Shit. Okay. I will figure out a way to get it, says Lucas Oppener. TCT, yes, the new Hardin's Creek. The new Hardin's Creek Claremont is jumping out is coming out pretty soon. I do have a bottle on the way, so you will see a review pretty soon for that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Kenneth Rathburn, we're more to blame than Saz is for this. The lines outside Buffalo Trace prove this. Yeah, Kenneth, but I think there was a certain romanticism that got built up around Buffalo Trace, but Buffalo Trace and Sazerac have they've taken advantage of it to the point where it's gotten like laughable now. I mean, there was a point where it was like, okay, they're bringing out a new expression, and okay, we may never see it, and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like now they're going out of their way to release things that they know nobody will ever see. And that's the part that bugs me about it. Yeah, we built this machine, we built this monster, but at the same time, there are folks that are trying to combat it and produce more whiskey and get more of their product on the shelf. Look at what Dr. Pat was saying. They went from doing 225 barrels a year to 225 barrels a day right now. So they're trying to make more production for everybody to get in on it. Whereas Buffalo Trace has invested all this money into their stuff. And I realize that bourbon takes time. But I'm just hoping we see some of this, all this expansion that Buffalo Trace has done, that it comes to fruition. We see more of the product on the shelves. And that's what I want to see. Like, I don't want to hear about your Emmer Wheat Daniel Weller for $500 that nobody's ever going to see. You know what I want to see a press release of? Antique 107 is going to be available all throughout the country on shelves because we've made so much of it. It's going to be everywhere. So go get it. That's what I want to see from Sazerac. They've taken advantage of the system. They've taken advantage of the machine. And every release that they bring out is now a joke. And I think maybe the puppet masters think that's a good thing. I don't at this point. I think it's a joke. And I think it's bullshit. It's bullshit. All right, guys, before I bring Durell and Jeff on, let's get my palate going here. Give me your best head-to-head whiskey, head-to-head matchup right here, right now, before we bring Durell and Jeff on to see if Jeff can finally beat me, and we'll go from there. So what do we got here? We as a whole are enabling it, though. Yeah, we were enabling it, Kenneth, but they're taking advantage of it. You could enable it, and we could, but people are buying other brands. But people with Buffalo Trace, it's gotten to a point where it's just gotten ridiculous. And Sazerac and Buffalo Trace have done nothing to help the matter. They just keep taking advantage of it, and that's what I don't like. Let's see here. Kelvin Collab 3 versus Old Carter Batch 14. That's interesting. Does the problem with it, industry, people who really enjoy whiskey cannot afford the whiskey? I think has to change. Otherwise, only collectors get the beautiful drams. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's really what it's been. It's a money game at this point. The guys spending the most money are gonna be the ones to get the these hard to find bottles, or the ones with the best connections. Let's see here. 2XO Innkeeper's Blend versus Old Forester 1910 or 13. First of all, 13th Colony is going to destroy any double barrel bourbon that's out there. Just based on proof alone. It will absolutely be it'll destroy it. Cooper's versus Old Forester 100. I've done that before. Why shouldn't they take advantage of it? Because it's gotten to a point where it's a joke. They've been taking advantage of it. Now make it right and actually make whiskey that people can get now. Enough's enough, Canada. I'm just saying. Enough's enough with it. Like you can't defend them anymore. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, that's the market. That's what we do." There are enough distillers trying to correct the demand and make more whiskey, while Buffalo Trace releases Daniel Weller and laughs at everybody. I think there's a line, and Buffalo Trace has immediately, they've not only crossed it, but they're just drawing more lines, just keeping people farther and farther away from their core lineup of stuff. This is the rant. I mean, the way. Yeah. Z-Biotics versus Blandons. Hey, Beyond the Rose here. What's going on, guys? Don't blow out your palate, Jason. Yeah, no, just two more here. Hardin's Creek Jacob's Well versus Booker's Charlie's Batch. I like this one. Disco 10 versus Disco 4. Okay, we can do that. I like that one. Because Disco 4, I think, was kind of the best one ever, right? And is that the prevailing theory? And while I'm getting the bottles, I'm going to bring on my two guests to kind of chat with you. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is it 3? Are you saying 3? Maybe 3, Wack? Okay. Well, here he is, guys. The man that is trying to bring me down again tonight. What is this, Wack? Maybe 3 or 4 times a charm? maybe. We'll see what happens. What is going on, Mr. Jeffrey Wack? How are you, buddy?
Hello again, whiskey friends. I have to say that, of course.
I can't even.
Hey, Jason.
I can't even be mad at this guy. I just love him. I love him. I love his smile. Look at him.
Yeah, this is only our second time. This is the rematch from the first time.
Lucas Oppenir. I'm actually going to be doing this exact matchup on my next double bass episode Friday. So stay tuned for that one.
I had a suggestion in there too, Jason.
What was yours?
Preferably something hazmat versus something even higher proof than that.
Jeff Winberg says, "Say it with your chest, Jason." Yeah, say it with your chest. Exactly. That's why you got to do it. Beyond the Rose in the House, another amazing channel. What are you guys doing? Hope nice to see you guys. Can you smell what the Wack is cooking? Yeah, maybe. Kelsey Dime says, "Man, that Wack guy is handsome." And speaking of Puppet Master, we have the guy behind the blind tonight, Mr. Durell Stewart.
Hey, cheers, everybody.
How you doing, bud?
I am doing well.
I'm sorry. What was your? You wanted me to drink all the hazmat stuff, so I blow my palate out. Was that the idea? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Say hi to the whiskey friends. You.
You get your amazing Discovery 4 out here.
10's what the newest one, right?
Yeah, 10's the newest one. We'll have to give that one a shot. But man, I am a Discovery 3 guy. That's the one with the MGP in it versus the supposedly Turkey Shmeem legacy blend.
I don't own a bottle of 3, but I've had it. I would have to blind them to really know, but 4 has been a favorite of mine since I've had it. I had 2 in Kentucky, I believe. I think I was hanging with Marty and Dusty Dan. We were at a bar, and they had one of the older ones. So it was either 2 or 3 there, or maybe even 1.
That took me a minute to find. Jesus, it was way back there.
That's how I am, man.
Come on. You got a Dewey Decimal System back there. You got some organization going on, I'm sure.
It's kind of a controlled chaos. I have shelves that are dedicated to certain brands. Like I have my Four Roses shelf. I have a Buffalo Trace shelf. My entire top shelf is Beam because Beam has so many damn brands that it just takes up a top shelf, and all the Booker's boxes take up even more room. Then I have a whole Heaven Hill shelf because it's kind of the same problem as Jim Beam. And then down below is kind of like my Old Forester, Lux Row, and a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah. So all right. So let's compare these because I think that the Series 10 is actually very Tim Seam forward.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying.
It's very beamy or seamy, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting to kind of put it with this. So I feel like if you're a fan of 4, you'll like 10. I like 10 a lot. I thought it was a buy, but I also like higher age Beam. So I think it really depends on where you are, where you sit on the fence with that flavor profile. If you're looking for more sweetness, I think this starts off sweet, but then it goes into the more of the oaky Beam notes. So let's see how it tastes now that it's had a little air put into it. And it's going to go against 4 with the Beam Tote Whiskey.
Is there any Tennessee in 10?
2%. There's only 2%, but it's not the 17-year. It's a 10-year. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, yes. It is a Tennessee bourbon, but it's not the 17-year. It's a 10-year.
Okay.
And there's only 2% in the blend. And to be honest, I don't really taste it. I don't really taste it in the blend. So, yeah. All right. Oh, Blanton's versus Penelope Architect. That's kind of a cool matchup. I'll save that for double bass episode. Team Wack Attack. Let's go, Jeff. Hey, Durell.
What's up?
I think a lot of people are in Wack's corner tonight with good reason. I actually kind of hope Jeffrey wins because I'm tired of beating his ass. So.
Oh, man.
One time. The one very important time.
What do you mean? I beat you when Durell and I were in the hotel room. I won that one. When we did the live,
doesn't count. You weren't even supposed to be in that one.
I still won. Still won. And that was the other thing. I wasn't even supposed to be there and I won.
Unsanctioned. I don't count that.
Then we had the blaming contest, won that too. So just saying. So 4th time's a charm. Here we go.
Really is adding up.
All right, let's see how these are. So, Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery 4, aside from 3, is probably seen as probably the best of the series for most folks. I would actually sneak in Discovery Series number 2 in there too, which I think was a silent killer for the Discovery Series blends. Number 2 was very good.
You just pour a little bit of something.
Yeah, see, the Discovery 4 is actually a little bit sweeter, actually on the nose, compared to the Discovery 10, which has gone a lot more beamy, nutty, pecan type notes. Yep.
On 4?
4 I think is sweeter. The Discovery 10 is was a little bit more beamy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So are the Yankees winning now? I told you when they bring in the bullpen. Yeah, it's 3-1 now. See, the Mets are going to lose again. Oh well. This is what happens with the Mets bullpen.
I know we're going through this comparison, but if you were to go off memory, what are your 3 favorite Discovery releases?
Yeah, probably 3, 4, and 2. 2, 3, 4. I mean, anywhere in that order, those 3 have easily been my favorite. And it's not even close. I mean, I've enjoyed other Discovery series, but not like those 3. Not like those 3.
That's always the hard part, because I feel like we've seen that story play out over and over again with some of the more startup brands, or when they get the barrels in. It's like some of their first releases are hitters, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. Kentucky Owl could be another example of that if we wanted to go that route, but I think we've seen a lot of others.
But again, you can't blame Bardstown Bourbon Company because the MGP tap, ran out. There was no way to source those high-age MGP barrels again. So they had to go here. And then when this ran out for that Beam mash bill, then they went to Dickel to get some of their higher age stuff. So, and now they were sourcing, corn whiskey with a high age and the Georgia whiskey from, the Georgia Distilling Company or whatever they got it from.
Typically, to build your brand, you got to throw your best punches early. It's pretty much what we just keep seeing. But then I just feel bad because we then build up these brands and then people jump on the bandwagon on like Discovery 5.
Late. Yeah,
it's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think most brands that we've seen kind of a slight decline in what we used to get, obviously, just because the demand is so high. Things are going to get younger. Things are going to get, harder to blend, harder to replicate because they're just, the whiskey just isn't available like it used to be. So that's what happens.
Nor are they in control to that degree.
I got to say, I'm loving the 10 more and more I go back to it. I think this absolutely has changed for the better with some airtime. There's a sweetness coming out of it that I really, really enjoy. Again, it is beamy, but this comes off like like one of those old school 15-year Knob Creek picks.
Ooh.
Like back in the day. But I'll give you a little bit of a caveat though. It doesn't start off that way. I think this could open up to be something really good with a little bit of airtime. I think it just needs it. There's some old whiskeys in here. 13-year, 10-year, 9-year, 6-year, and another 10-year. I think it just needs some airtime to like develop a little bit.
You and Scott were saying that last night too, if I'm not mistaken. I think we were talking about that because Scott was talking about he had the little sample bottle versus your full bottle.
Yeah.
And he was wondering if his sample just had more airtime because of being a sample.
Yeah. And this one, the 4, man, 4 is so good. Oh man. 4 is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because this has been open for a long time. It has lost a little bit of the finish, probably just too much oxygen getting in there, to be honest. But all that flavor that I remember from that is just all up front on the palate, and it's freaking delicious. But I'm telling you, the 10 is right there with it. I think if anyone buys the 10, I think the neck pour, the first couple pours, I wouldn't judge it off of that. Let this thing get a little airtime. It really starts to to bloom and develop a little bit, because I don't even remember it being this good when I reviewed it. But it's beamy.
I don't mind the beam though.
You know what? I'll say this about Discovery 10. If you like Jim Beam products, buy it, because I think it's a really good beamy blend. But if you're not a real big Jim Beam fan, it's definitely a skip. It's definitely a skip because it's very beam forward. Get this, but I still think I have to give the nod to 4. It's just too good.
Yeah,
it's just the blend. Whatever they blended in this, it just works so incredibly well. It's balanced. The finish is there. The finish is starting to come back a little bit. This, I think, went very far into the beam world, where this has a little bit more of a balance to it with the so it's got the, God, I can't even read this thing. 13-year, it's got that 15-year, and then it's got the 10-year. I just think the age in this is just a little bit more developed, and it's been just blending and just getting better over time. But this is not too far behind. I will say that about the 10. Okay. So I'm glad to see them go back. I'm glad to see them go back to all bourbon, to be honest. I think that's a move they had to make at some point, because a lot of the blends that I've been seeing have just been sitting on shelves. Not many people reaching for the later discoveries.
Yeah.
Like they were going for them in the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, any Dickel in Disco 4? Yeah, no Dickel.
Mm-mm.
It's all Kentucky.
Now,
yeah,
I believe it's Schmirky, Schmeem, and Schmevin Schmill, right? Those are the 3 distilleries on that one.
That's the word on the street. All right. If you like beans, you'll like this. So happy I heard that incorrectly. Thought a good beanie bourbon may change the game, says Eddie D. Did I say beans? If I said beans, you may still like it. Just saying. All right. I'm going to do my, I'm going to call the 10-4 over and out blend.
I like this.
Let's just keep going. Right? Let's going to call it the 10-4 over and out blend. I'm completely just trying to completely sabotage myself before this blind.
Yeah. You know, and if this strategy works tonight, maybe you learn something for Friday. You know, just
yeah, don't drink all this crap before you do a blind. Yeah, that doesn't work. Well, maybe it'll get better. Yeah, 10-4 over and out. 10-4 over and out, not bad. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Hardin's Creek.
Really?
A little bit. Blending those two. It's kind of nice.
That's interesting.
Not as dark, though. A little bit sweeter, but it's got a Hardin's Creek esqueness to it. All right. This is the way. I'm going to need some water here.
That's what I just did. I poured these with you guys, so I'll drink through them as you guys kind of.
All right. Durell, let us know a little bit about the blend, why you selected what you selected, and give us the, obviously without giving away anything, what were your thoughts behind making this blend here?
I took into consideration a couple things that you guys probably have mentioned in the past.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to incorporate a couple things into this. It's tough to really talk about it without giving much away. But 4 bottles that may be surprising, I think, when you drank them. And that's kind of how it was for me. Upon initial taste of each of them, I was like, oh, all right. Like I wasn't expecting that in a good way, in a sense. I don't think any of them are bad. I didn't want to send you guys any bad whiskey. What's up, John?
So off of that, I've already learned it's none of the bottles behind him. It's below him. So I've already got some clues.
In all actually, no, I'm not even going to say that. But there may be more than one behind me, and not necessarily like here or over there, or I got a bunch under me.
That sounded like Tommy Boy. It doesn't so much hurt here or more right here.
Yeah, not so much here, right here, but right here. What does that look like?
Yeah, but just wanted to mix it up a bit. Yeah, and just see what you guys honestly think of some of these bottles blind, right? Because we all see a bottle and like, maybe I don't want that because of this brand or because of the proof or whatever the case is, you know, so you shy away from tasting it. So blinds are always kind of like the best way to just You know, keep it
Shauna,
fair.
Okay.
Shauna Marie D, she chimes in, says, I enjoyed most of the disco series I've had, 1 through 9. The only one that didn't immediately get love for me is 7. I agree with you. I wasn't too crazy about 7, but I have a little left, and I'll give it another shot. I had several favorites. Okay.
Nice.
Shauna, I loved 8 and up, says Beyond the Row. Yeah, I was a big fan of 8. I did like 8. Out of the 2 blends that they released that year, I think 8 was. Wait, did they release 3? Was it 7, 8, 9, or was I'm trying to remember when
They were really close. I don't know if they were all. In the
they were
same
really
year, but
close,
they were pretty
right?
Close.
Yeah,
8
9
was the
happened
finished one, though.
Yeah. Oh yes, 8 was the one with all the stay finishes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that one for me was weird. Like every time I went back to it, it kind of changed. So I had very mixed feelings about that one. Like some days I liked it, and some days I wasn't crazy about it. I think that's really a palate thing. 9, I kind of liked. I do like that Georgia whiskey implemented in it because I do think it gives it a little bit of a spice and a character to it that's different. But man, some of those still had some heavy George pickle notes in it. So that's just kind of what happened.
Yeah, can't do it.
Cut to the chase. How much Dickel is in this blend? Yeah, that's basically what happens. That's basically what happens when people hear Discovery Series. Well, how much Dickel's in it? So, luckily, this newest one is only 2% of a 10-year, so it's not nearly as harsh as like 10% of a 17-year that they've been using. So, all right, let me get my notepad out here. Are we allowed to pour these yet?
Yeah, you can pour them up.
Okay.
All right.
And once we start going through, I'll get my phone as a timer. So we'll do 2 rounds. We'll kind of keep it similar to what Matt does, since it's kind of like some Matt Madness training.
Yeah,
so
I like this. Thank you.
We'll do 30 seconds. He does 30, right? Typically on.
Yeah, 30. I think he does 30 nosing and 45 in the tasting. I think. Or
Okay.
Hey, it's more whatever song David comes up with.
Oh yeah, that's
30
true.
seconds and
Yeah,
45
it's based
seconds.
on David's musicality. So.
All right, yeah. So we'll do it like that. 30 seconds on the nosing questions. Once we switch over to palate, we'll keep it at like 45 seconds.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a hardcore. I kind of had some thoughts in regards to something like that, so maybe that pops up. There's a bonus question towards the end. I did shoot you guys a picture of what the point structure and what the question should be, but I'll still ask them nonetheless.
I didn't. I looked at that sheet and I was like, I'm not reading all this.
I'm in the same.
I was like,
I'm in the same
Durell.
boat.
I'm like, Durell will just guide us because I'm not looking at that damn sheet. That's insane. So
Yeah, you were asking for like 5 different things on each one, and I did not have a chance.
Most of them are the same. Yeah, I was just.
Jason, imagine this might be the best idea. You know what, Richie? When I do my next bottles that don't exist that we wish did exist, it's going to be Disco Inferno.
I like that.
That's amazing. That's a hell of an idea right there. If anyone from Bardstown Bourbon Company is watching right now, blend all the previous discoveries and call it Disco Inferno, and that thing will fucking sell. Little flames, freaking flames on the label. That'd be sick.
Oh goodness.
Or like the etching, like on the back, like instead of the corn stalk, just do like flames, like a old. Oh my god, that's amazing, Richie Z. All right. Before we start, real quick, Durell, thank you so much for the Lost Cask 23-year Foursquare.
Oh yeah.
If I happen to lose to Jeff tonight, I'm gonna drink it all this.
Yeah, feel free to do that whenever. I
got some of that too. My bottle's a little bigger than yours, though.
Oh, yeah. That's the port. That's the Foursquare port cask.
No, that's the 23.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the 23 year too.
Oh, nice. Oh, damn, man. Yeah, you got a lot more than I do. Okay.
I wanted you to try that though, because I know you're going to get into that 18 on stream, and just so you can kind of have like a comparison. Like, it's probably not going to compare, although that 18 is going to be lovely. That 23 is just, God.
Oh man.
When Durell is speechless, raw.
It's so good, dude. Let me get my timer
Jason,
up.
One last thing to put in there. We are technically doing this blind because you won it on our prize wheel. So that's what instigated this last week. I think it's all a little fuzzy, but if you do beat me because of that, you actually get a Glen too. So you get
I'm gonna win a Glen.
If you beat me, you win a Glen. Oh, it's not quite showing, but it's got my same logo on there from the YouTube.
And you know what, Jeff? And Jeff, if you beat me, you will get the first edition T-shirt of the Big Vic Swami Head shirt. You will be the only
need
one
of those.
You will be the only one that has it before it's released.
Nice.
Extra. That is way more motivating than anything else you did. You're going down now.
Uh-oh.
I am pumped and ready. I want that.
I actually really hope that you get the shirt because I want to see you wear it.
I'm gonna wear it all the time.
Oh man. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna make this a little longer because what I'm gonna do when you guys do the nose, I'll give you all the questions prior, right? I know Matt's like usually, hey, what's the age, and give you 30 seconds. So on A, when we get into it, it's gonna be age, type, state, and if it's finished.
Whoa. Okay. Age.
Wait. On the nose, you're asking all four of those?
Yeah.
All right.
Age.
So,
and we have 30 seconds?
No. I'm changing that.
Oh.
Okay.
Dude.
No. Instead of giving you 30 seconds for each of them, you know what I mean? I'll give you.
So smell it for 5 seconds and tell me the mash bill.
No. No.
All right. So age,
type, state of distillation,
state,
and if it's finished.
Finished. Yay or nay? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just off the nose, and you're going to change the time up right here.
Off the nose, yeah. We're going to do 2 minutes, so it's still basically 30 seconds, but this helps me to score when you guys are going into the palate because I have 2 minutes in between to calculate.
Got it. The man, the myth, the legend is here, the host of Matt Madness himself, ADHD Whiskey.
What's up,
Matt? This is my last training session live here before Friday, so we'll just see. Oh, Mets just tied it up. Oh, that's surprising. Okay, we'll see what happens.
That's nice for you, all right. You're a Mets fan.
Now, Durell, there's not going to be any. What's the secondary grain on something that's 100% rice whiskey, right?
Definitely not. Kelsey screwed us. No, definitely not going to do anything like that.
Yeah, I don't want any bullshit rice whiskey Kelsey dime questions. I'm telling you right now.
But there may or may not.
What's the secondary grain on this 100% rice whiskey? That was bullshit.
So dumb.
Well, technically, no one got points, so it was pretty equal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was expecting to get points on that.
So just age, type, state, and finish? Those are just the
correct.
4?
Yep. We'll do 2 minutes. When you guys are ready, you let me know. I'll start it up, and I can probably entertain some comments in here for you. Well, actually, I'll just switch back over.
Oh, thanks so much, Beyond the Row. They said Team Jason. Dan. We love Dan, but Jason knows his stuff. Well, I mean, I gotta, hopefully I can still stay hot here as we go into Friday. So see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be.
You have a win on Dan, too. We don't forget that. Comes to Malt Madness.
I have 2 wins. I have 2 wins on Dan.
Nice. 2 wins. Oh, man.
What's this going?
The first one, I'm trying to think what it was, but yeah, I beat him twice in head-to-heads, I think. And he's beaten me once.
Yeah.
He's beaten me once before. So.
All right.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready to nose?
Yep. When the timer's ready, when you tell us.
So we're gonna start it right nowish.
Nowish.
How's about nowish? Dave Chappelle, come on. All right, so got my timer in the back.
Oh, lovely! Thank you, Durell.
Lovely. I don't think anything's bad, in all honesty. Right. So
let me
all pretty good.
I have to keep track of the.
Yeah, and you guys got my number. Just text me answers. I'll write them in, and hopefully, literally by the last question that you answer, everything should be for the most part calculated to kind of speed it up.
All right. Do you want text message or a different app?
Text is fine.
Yeah,
that works. So yeah, age, type, state, and if you guys think it's finished. Coming up on a minute left. What's Blake saying in here? Hey, Blake, I didn't even see you pop up until I seen a quick little message. Copper Wolf, 2 minutes is all it takes. We shall see. We shall see.
2 minutes is all it takes. Yep.
What do we have in here? What are you guys thinking? Actually, I can't even really ask that. You're battling.
I mean, we can kind of talk through them a little bit.
I guess if you like the nose, I guess you can talk, right?
Yeah, I do like it. It definitely has a.
Forgot I had it too.
There's definitely a punch to it.
I really dig the nose on this one.
Yeah.
2 in particular out of the 4, I think, stand out for me on nose. Was curious to see if
is this one of them for you?
No. 10 seconds. Or it could be.
Okay.
You said what Vic say? I'll beat Jason anytime in Durell. Send the key, bro. If you spell my name right, Vic, I'll send you the key. That's your time, guys. So shoot me some answers, Vic. I'll send it over to you in a second.
All right, coming your way.
Oh yeah, let me. I don't know why I'm right. Well, I do want to write them down first.
What did you say is the points for like within age, Durell?
So within age, so 4 points if you nail it. Within 3 points. I mean, sorry, within 1 gets 3 points. Within 2 points. Within 3, 1 point.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go.
Actually, what's the easiest way for me to do this? Do it this way. Sorry, guys. Heck. There we go. All right, so I think I got Jason in here. I'll write this in.
Oh shit! I can't do that.
Okay. And whenever you're good, Jeff, we'll do that.
I think I got it over to you, right? Didn't you get that? Or did I send it to the person again?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Gotcha, Jason.
Yeah.
You got yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I wrote that, but yeah. So just doing that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see here.
What I'll do is I'll reset the timer. Then when you guys are ready for B, I'll just use that time to calculate your points on A.
Okay.
I'll beat Jason anytime. Is that what Vic said? Man, Big Vic talking shit. Unbelievable.
Always.
I've never seen him do any competitive blind tasting. And he's just gonna come in and beat people. You know what?
Me neither.
You know when he wins? He only wins when he throws in that bullshit balconis in the damn blind.
That's terrible.
Just to mess with people.
Coffee bean and nastiness. Tell you that I'll never mess that up again. Right? You get something that's so stand out, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll never like your Houdini, like those NBCs, like you can't fool me, man. Like something that like is just locked in my head, like taste notes and this and that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh man. But yeah, that
all right.
Balcones. All right, you guys good for B on a nose?
Yeah, let's go to B when you're ready.
All right, we'll start it right now. And I'll just
I kind of had a panic attack the way you said that, like we were supposed to be doing it all along. And I was like, oh gosh, I haven't been smelling B.
So Aiden, I think Aiden in the chat had asked me what my whiskey of the year is so far. Do I have one, a leader in the clubhouse? I'll have to think about that. But oh wow. Ooh.
That one hits different.
Yeah, it does.
What did you want question wise on this one, Durell?
On B, we got finished. If it's finished, state and primary grain. Sorry. What's the primary grain of it?
Okay.
Finished or not, state, primary grain.
Oh, you want primary grain on this one, not finish?
Finished as well. So if it's finished,
okay.
Yes or no, state and what the primary grain is.
Okay. All right. But you don't. So are we still doing age though on this one or no?
Nope.
No. Okay. Wow.
Oh man, that's tough, isn't it, Jason? That's a tough one.
This one's tough. All
right, let me just make sure. All right.
I think what always gets me on the nose, Jason, is if it's finished or not. When they ask that question on the nose, because it's like, there's fruits there, but do I want to call it finished? I don't know how to distinguish that one quite yet.
Yeah, you know why? Because you have different grades of finishes too. You have some that have a really heavy finish or soft finish, and it can be really tough sometimes to try to figure that out.
Yeah, some of these were
First
made
fill,
to
second fill, third fill, duration.
Yeah, exactly.
Got 10 seconds, guys.
Man, I'm just gonna go with my gut.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, these are kind of made to kind of like throw you for a loop slightly, especially in the order too. But I kind of wanted to make it a little difficult because you don't know what you're gonna get from Matt on Friday anyway. So,
man,
try to mix it up a bit.
All right. So again, real quick. You want age, right?
No age. So if it's finished or not,
you want state, finished or not,
in primary grain.
Got it.
Yeah. And I'll say the question next time before you guys start.
Got it. All right. I think I got this. Okay.
All right.
Tough.
Jeff.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said secondary grain?
Primary grain.
Primary. We were joking about secondary, but it's
coming your way. There we go. Got it.
All right. So do that. Huh.
Matt said gonna get a flaming bag of dog shit on their doorstep is what they're gonna get. Oh man. I think when it comes to my favorite bourbon this year so far, I mean it's probably between three of them, but I would have to obviously blind taste them. Obviously, I would put the Jack 12 up there. I think for still the K. Luke Batch 4 barrel proof is up there.
That bottle's fantastic.
That bottle's so fantastic. I'd probably have two of those. I'd probably have that in kind of a close second. And Elijah Craig A123, and you could even throw the Larceny B523 in there. It's like kind of in the mix as a top 3, top 4. Obviously, they have to be blind tasted to see really what would win out, but those are kind of the leaders in the clubhouse right now.
Did you try this one yet, Jason? Let's see if I can get that.
Oh, the Magi? Yeah.
The rye?
I haven't had the blended rye. No.
That one's up there for me.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay. Jason, do you enjoy the Jeff Be Friends With Me song by DavidWhiskeyChannel.com? I love it, yeah. It's a pretty brilliant song. Yeah, I literally downloaded pretty much I think every song that he has made this year because it was so good.
Well, Jason, you were there that night too. That whole song's based on that weekend with My Bourbon podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a good trip too.
That was
this past one. I wasn't there for the first one.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, and for a rye, I don't think I've had a better rye so far than the Sagamore 8-year. That Sagamore 8-year is
the new one, the higher
better than the cast strength, the 122 proof cast strength.
Oh, that's
well. I haven't had that one yet, but the Sagamore 8-year rye barrel proof is ridiculous. Is
so the new one not an 8-year at that 120 proof?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was 8-year as well.
No, it's just the newest batch of the cast strength. It's supposed to be very good.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But the 8-year is a different animal.
Yeah, I haven't had that.
Yeah. I think from a rye perspective, that would probably really be up there for me. Yeah, I mean, it's been slim pickings this year. There's just not a lot of stuff that's really impressing me that much. I mean, there's a lot of solid bourbons and solid whiskeys I've had, but nothing that really, I think it's going to be really hard to beat Elijah Craig barrel proof and Larceny barrel proof from like a value flavor standpoint, honestly, so far this year. I mean, you could throw single barrels in the mix and that will change the entire game. So I've had some amazing single barrels. And I get that part, but for me, I don't really include that quite yet. batch 1 versus batch 2 for the Sagamore 8-year, I don't even think it's close, Kyle. The second batch, I think, is far beyond the first year. So,
Jay, where does Michter's 10 rank?
Michter's 10 is always high for me, but generally in the end of the year blind, it doesn't really fare well because of the low proof. But on its own, it does. It's amazing. I love Michter's 10 year.
Like that bottle for 2023. Like, and I can't blind it, right? Because you're like you said, the proof, you know, is going to come into effect. But
how can I forget Michter's 10 year this year?
Oh,
bourbon.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant the rye. The Michter's 10 year bourbon. Sorry, the Michter's 10 year bourbon belongs in the top 5. It does.
Yeah,
I understand. It's like a $200 bottle. You can't get it. I get it, but it's delicious. So
yeah, that bottle's ridiculous.
I always love how we're having a conversation and everyone agrees with everything everyone else is saying in context, and then you're like, "Wait, what about this?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's what you're just talking about for 5 minutes."
The Michter's 10 bourbon, and I'm supposed to have Dan McKee on here pretty soon from Michter's, so I'm hoping he could shed a little bit more light on exactly what's in that bottle.
Yeah, he said it slightly within.
Michter's 15.
Yeah. He didn't. Yeah, he said it's a lot older, but it was kind of vague. We don't know.
It's
how much
very vague, and he said it was well beyond 10 years last
Yeah.
year, and they gave it another year. So I really want to know what that looks like. So yeah. All right, number
You guys
3
ready
here.
to
Let's go.
see?
Yeah.
All right. So questions on this one on the nose are going to be age, type, state, and if it's finished or not. So same as letter A in terms of questions.
So
And-
age, type, state, and finish or not?
Correct.
Okay.
And your time's going to start now. I'm actually going to nose this with you guys because I literally didn't do that the last one.
All right.
I got scores calculated so far. So
We can go now? We can go?
yeah, you're good. Yep.
Okay, all right.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's always
That's
good
what
when
Jeff
Jason and
said
I
on the
both start
first one.
making just noises.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Ooh.
I like it a lot. Oh, that reminds me of something.
Nice and velvety.
Oh, it is. Ooh. Ooh, I got like that toffee, butterscotchy a little bit, some citrus.
I get citrus on this.
I'm digging it.
Yeah, just I love the nose. I love the nose.
I'm just going in on what I think it is.
Not even going to use the full 2 minutes. You got a minute and a half, a little less than that.
Oh, all right, I'll keep smelling. I mean, I can only smell it so much.
No, go ahead. If you're good with the answers, you can send them in. If you want to change them within that minute, you're more than welcome. But if you want to just shoot them over, that's cool. Yeah, that's
All right. Yeah, I'm not getting a lot out of it. I mean, it smells freaking awesome, but I'm not getting like a ton out of it. So here we go.
all right.
Let's see here. Age. I'm gonna say.
Oh, wrong.
I'm sure it's all wrong. But we'll see.
Man, this is tough.
Okay.
When you guys start tasting, that's really when it's gonna get fun.
That's when it'll
Yeah.
like change up, and then I'm gonna go back to my original answers and be like, "Wow, I really messed up."
All right.
That's one thing that always messes me up on these blinds. I feel like I need both pieces of information to like feel my way through something. So when you isolate the nose, oh man, it's difficult.
It is. It's tough. It really does kind of flip you for a loop when you're doing like when you're like in the thick of it with Matt Madness and you're nosing. You kind of give the answers that he asked for. Then once you taste it, it's like, oh man, I'm so wrong. Then you're like, I'm not gonna get any points for that. Yeah. So.
Oh, it should be coming over.
Got it. All right. It may have. All right, cool. Do that. You guys want to jump right into D or?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go right into it here.
All right.
All right,
So
straight into the D.
timer.
Straight into the D. Eyes closed.
Wait, same questions though. Wait.
Sorry.
You've been
Yeah.
changing these up.
D. We have type,
Okay.
state, if it's finished or not, and that is it. Just those 3 questions: type, state, and if it's finished or not.
Type, state, finish or not. Got it.
Then I always get messed up with the questions that he doesn't ask us. Like, why didn't he ask us age?
Yeah. Why isn't he asking us age? Because it's 1 year old. Like, what's going on? Okay.
Time's going to start right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to calculate Jeff's.
Oh, this is weird.
This is what you're on D, right?
Yep. Yeah. This is a different animal there, Jeffy. I'm just saying. I'm telling you right now. Oh boy.
What is going on? What did he do to us here?
This is weird. What the F is that?
Really?
So this is one where I just can't even get my bearings. It's like I got sea legs on a boat.
Oh, that is. I feel like I've smelled this before, though. That's the problem. I just can't pinpoint exactly what it is I've smelled. And this is the problem with me being in the whiskey room, because I'm looking around my bottles. So you have the advantage.
Don't look.
I know.
Don't look. I mean, I could look too, but
I know, but
yeah, page out of your book and keep my eyes forward.
It's one of those things where I feel like I have smelled this before, and I can't. It's driving me nuts that I can't pinpoint it. Oh, that's so weird.
Consoling myself on this one, JG, because I don't know what even to put.
Got to throw some wrenches in there every now and then.
Got to throw a monkey in the wrench. Got to throw the monkey in the wrench. Okay.
Got 30 seconds, guys.
What the F is that?
I just need to taste that one. I mean, I'm going to go with the answers off the nose, but
yeah, I
taste
don't.
It.
Yeah,
hopefully
I have
that gives some more info.
No clue. So this is just type, state, and finished, right?
Yes,
yep.
Finished or not.
Now, I guess we didn't specify what types you were looking for up front. I don't know if that's worth specifying. So, I've been pretty generic so far, not to give anything away, but
bourbon
if you're looking for something specific, let us know.
Bourbon rye, just the normals. Bourbon rye, American.
Okay.
Now, American could be American whiskey, single malts. It's just that whole mess of things.
Yeah, light whiskey, American single malt.
There's no world stuff in here, so you guys don't got to worry about Canadian and Scotch.
Well, there goes my first 4 answers. Thank you. No wonder why you've been laughing at me.
Yeah, it's 0-0 right now. So, guys got to do some work.
Hey, that makes the math really easy.
It does.
All right,
it really
Jeff
does.
To D. Let me put yours in here. So,
man, D is so confusing. Of all of them, now I want to taste D just to see if it tastes like it smells, and I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, D's weird. I'm not really sure where to go with D. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me get to Durell here and drop in my answers because I have no clue. I'm gonna go. Gosh, that does not smell great. I'm gonna say, man, it's so. I can't. I got to make a decision, but I'm not going to know. I'm with you, Jeff. I'm not going to know until I taste it.
Because
it could be
a little better than the nose.
I think it could be one of two things here, but I can't figure out. All right. So type, state, and
if it's finished or not.
Okay. That's rough. Yeah. That one's rough. Yeah.
So I would say strategy wise on that one, that's one where I was like, I'm just not even going to hedge any bets or nothing. I'm going to go straight down the middle and just hope it's a.
Yeah, that's the type of whiskey where you can. That's the type of whiskey where you could talk yourself out of some things because
you can go so many directions, and I've done that so many times and guessed weird shades and lost points.
Immediately when I smelled that, my mind went to 3 options, and I kept trying to smell it to see if I could differentiate those specific 3 options. That's kind of how my mind is working right now with Matt Madness. As soon as I smell it, my brain just pings 2 or 3 types of whiskey, what it could be, and I'm trying to then discern those 3 types. So it's crazy. It's like my mind is just weird the way it's working when I'm smelling the D.
Man.
Just yeah.
All
right. Well, you guys excited to taste? because I haven't sipped
I
any.
want to taste how wrong we were on the nose. Let's do this.
Very
Alright,
excited.
so with A, so there's going to be a bottle guess for each of these, but save a little bit of each, unless you think you can bottle guess right off of 2 minutes of each. If you can't, then that's perfectly fine. But if you want to revisit, I was just going to ask it towards the end.
Okay, yeah, I'll save a little bit. That's fine.
Okay.
So same categories as the nose or different categories? Or-
More so the same. So on A, actually all of them I believe are the same. So age, proof. So we're going to add proof in this and your tasting.
we don't need proof.
Yeah, we
Let's
do.
just-
Age, proof, type, state, and if you guys think it's finished or not.
Jesus Christmas. All right.
Then
I need
we're gonna go
one of those. I need one of those Scantron things from back
we'll go
growing up.
bottle guesses towards the end.
Okay.
We'll give maybe
Okay.
like 30 seconds or 15 seconds on each of them at that
All right.
point.
Now that's the overall categories. I imply similar to the nose. Some of those don't apply once we get to like B. You didn't
Correct.
ask us age, or D, you didn't ask us age.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's so for A we have age in there. B doesn't because I didn't ask you for it on the nose. I mean on the nose.
All right. So
But everything
age-
else
age-
works.
All right. So
No,
age.
not type.
All right. So this first one we have age, proof, type, state, and if it's finished or not. Got it.
Correct. Yep.
All right.
You
All right.
you
here we go.
didn't ask us type on B. Do you want us to do type on B? I know I'm jumping ahead, but just trying to point out inconsistent. Like
Yes.
you do.
I want you to
Okay.
do type on B once we
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So your 2 minutes will start now.
All right. Cheers, Jeffrey.
Cheers,
I'm gonna
Jason.
drink with you guys. We'll see what you guys think. Jeff was like, "Oh, initially on the nose on this one. We'll see if the palate matches."
Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I like that. That's good.
Oh man.
Ooh, that's yummy.
What is?
That's super
That's
yummy.
That's familiar.
You guys got enough bottles that some of this stuff may be familiar at some point.
Ooh.
But I tried not to send you stuff that I've sent you before. So I know, Jason, I haven't sent you much, so you never got any of these from me. Jeff, I don't think you did either. I'm pretty certain. Yeah.
Good.
I try to do that. I know you were mentioning that before.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Sometimes we exchange so much stuff, Jason, that we start having memories of other bottles we sent or something. It's like, oh, can't do that to people.
Like PTSD. It's like blind tasting PTSD.
Mhm.
Man, that's nice. Good spice to it. Good balance. Man, this is really good. Whatever it is.
You got
Man.
30 seconds, guys. I really like. Yeah,
Okay.
I
that
really
is one of the pours that I mentioned that kind of stand out in the flight, in my opinion. It's a good one.
Gosh darn. That's really good.
It's really sweet. But it's got some good spice to it too. I'm not gonna say what it reminds me of, but it does remind me of a specific distillery.
And I
Me
think I know
too.
which one that is. Because it reminds me
Now,
of something
technically-
specific, too.
He didn't ask us distillery. He asked us bottle.
Correct.
Well,
I did say state. So, all right.
he said state. We don't have to
Yeah,
do
you
the
don't
bottle
gotta-
guess until later. So
State
all right,
makes it a
so
little easier.
I'm gonna go. Let's see, age here.
Man.
I think I'm gonna change my age answer a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
A little
Dang
bit.
it.
A little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna still stay with that. I'm gonna still stay with that, and I'm gonna still stay with that. Okay.
All right, so
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Jeff came in first, so I'll do that here.
All right. So it's
Hardcore rules. All of my points are worth double because I came in first.
Mm,
It's worth a shot.
Man, what's better to do this on National Bourbon Day? Gotta love it. So real quick in the chat, I saw somebody threw in a question for the panel. If you've had Larceny Barrel Proof B523 and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A123, which one do you like more? That's a good.
I have not tried Larceny yet, but you guys are slowly batten down my hatches when it comes to the Larceny brand, because I bought 3 of those and I did not care for them whatsoever. But then every couple of batches now, the last 3 that come out, you and Durell keep hyping them up to me. So I'm like, maybe
I don't think the A123 this year was anything. It was a solid batch. You could definitely skip it. I don't think it's a must-have. I think C922 last year and B523 this year have been the 2 best batches that they put out so far. So if you're going to spend the money, I mean, you guys remember, I mean, you saw my reviews. I hated Larceny Barrel Proof like the first 2 years they came out. I was not a fan. I'm like, this is young, it's hot, doesn't even taste like a weeder. This is shit. They have a lot of work to do. And I feel like they're getting a little bit better here as far as consistency goes. Obviously, you're going to get I think they're finding their groove here, and they're going to figure out exactly, what's what. But this B523 batch is really nice. It's lighter and brighter and sweeter than C922 is. C922 is a little bit darker, more molasses, a little bit more oak to it. So if you like C922, I feel like B523 is the best balance of sweetness that they put out of all the ones so far. So yeah.
Why do you think they don't age state Larceny, especially now that they're writing in the age statement for ECBP?
I don't know. I mean, it is a blend of 6 to 8. That's what it's said to be, but maybe that's not what it is. Maybe they're using a wide range of ages and they just don't want to mess with it. I mean, let's say, just for argument's sake, they have to throw a 5-year wheated in there. They don't want to put 5 years old on the label.
I mean, it doesn't stop Booker's. I mean, Booker's is usually 6, but it doesn't stop Booker's. And then
Booker's. And by the way, I'll give you guys an early preview of the second Booker's release this year called Apprentice Batch. It is terrible. Do not buy it.
Oh, jeez.
It's terrible. It's going to be the shortest review I've ever done.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you. Booker's,
I haven't bought a Booker since 2020 either.
Booker's 2023-02 Apprentice Batch, awful. It tastes young. There's nothing to it. It tastes thin, young, and it's like sour. I don't know what happened. Maybe I have a bad bottle or something, but the bottle I bought is terrible. So yeah.
We tried to talk about this a few weeks ago when I had to tag in Kelsey for a second. But if you burn me multiple times on back-to-back batches, that's when I just give up on you. It takes a lot now. I have to wait for your review or someone else's review to come out to even consider buying a Booker's at this point, because I think the 2020 batches or the 2021 batches were just so.
I think an actual Apprentice blended that Booker's because it's awful. Oh gosh.
Isn't
Charlie's batch
$100 too? Oh.
Charlie's batch this year, very good batch. I really enjoyed that one. But that Apprentice one is it's a steep fall after that batch, unfortunately. So,
quick thing, guys. Once we're done going through it, I just want to know what you guys think your ranking would be in terms of favorite to least favorite.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, it's going to be hard to follow. A is really good. All right.
All right, you guys ready for B?
I'm looking forward to C the most.
C.
Yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to trying the D because it smells so weird.
I bet you are.
All right, tell us when we're ready.
On B,
with B here. So
we're gonna go with proof,
type,
and just the state. We'll leave bottle guess for the end when we're going back through.
Proof, type, and state. That's it.
Yep.
Do you want finished?
Nope.
Okay. Proof, type, state. Easy enough.
I wanted to switch it up, so no finish on this one, even though I did ask you for it on the first one. So.
Well, now I wish I didn't say yes to finish on the nose, because not asking it on the palate makes me feel.
It's to throw wrenches in there, man. It makes your mind think we got 2 minutes that are gonna start now, guys.
Or you could look at it this way, Jeff. We both got it right on that one, so he's not even going to ask it now. So there you go.
Maybe that's it.
All right, cheers, guys.
Yeah. If you can catch a wrench, you can catch a ball. That's pretty much what I heard of that.
Curious to see if you guys switch up your answer.
I still want to say it.
What the hell is that? Oh.
That reminds me of something, but I don't know if I want to go down that route.
This one was interesting when I first tried it.
It does remind me. It does remind me of something too. I'm getting a lot of these. I'll just say it out loud, Jeff. Are you getting a lot of peachiness in this? Like peachy apricot? Peachy apricot?
Yeah, peach apricot sweet tea, more or less.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I guess you don't have to like it, long as you can answer some questions right on it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely.
Did he find like barrel strength crown peach on us or something? Like, what's happening here?
I may have. Or I could have blended this one in my garage like Maddie did.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah, for sure.
But that would have been either.
Oh, that thing just hangs.
A could be the one that I blended.
It's got a nice finish on it. Damn.
It just keeps going, right? Like I'm just chewing on it.
You guys got 5 seconds left.
Man, I don't like that at
I'm
all.
gonna take one more quick sip here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do that.
Gosh dang it! What the hell is that? That is weird.
Man, there's something familiar about that though. Man.
Gotta keep it interesting.
This is this one's tricky because there's a little bit of depth to this that I'm trying to like figure out, and this one's messing with me.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's coming your way.
Which is the point, which I get, which is a good thing, yeah.
Oops, that's not you. Over here.
Gosh, what would that be? I know what it reminds me of.
All right, so.
But I don't think he would tell us that because of the state question.
Okay, so I'm gonna change it up here.
Yeah.
All right, so proof, type, and state.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Coming in hot. Here we go.
All right.
I'm gonna say Jesus.
This one's a tricky one.
Yeah,
for
no
a few
shit.
reasons. You know.
Just tasting it, I'm just going all in on a guess. This could be probably completely wrong, but okay.
But yeah, this was purposely thrown in there to kind of not really mess with you guys, but just to point out.
Yeah, the flavor profile on this is crazy, and I've only feel like I've had one whiskey that tastes like. There's been two whiskeys that taste like this to me, and one of them was a much lower proof than this is, so that's why it's like process of elimination for me. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that hits me, and it wouldn't make any sense, it's not that sweet or artificial too, I suppose, in some ways, but the seagrass is almost what it hits me like.
That's funny you said seagrass, because when I nosed it, I thought maybe it could be seagrass. But now that I'm tasting it, I'm like, that's not seagrass.
It's not seagrass. That wouldn't make any sense.
No.
All right. Whenever you guys are ready, we can move over to C. Keep the ball rolling.
All right. Jeff, you've been looking forward to this one.
So,
what are the questions?
Questions on C are going to be age, proof, type, state, and if it's finished or not.
Age, proof, type, state,
and finished or not.
Finished. Jeez. Okay.
Off the nose, I have a bottle guess on C, so we'll see how confident
Actually,
I am.
Me too. When I nosed
it first. You
no,
copy me. I said it first.
But remember, see, I nosed it and I put it down. I had like a minute and a half left. I felt like I kind of knew what it was, but now I'm going to taste it and probably be completely.
It's going to be completely different. All right, time's going to start right now, guys.
All right.
And I'm
Cheers.
gonna
Cheers, guys.
drink this with you as I calculate. 2, 4.
Ooh. Ooh, I like it a lot. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh man.
Did it screw up your guess? It screwed up mine.
Not what I guessed.
Oh shit, I'm on the wrong one. Go back to Jason.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
Okay, so C. We're good on that.
It does taste like something. That actually gives you guys no information. It tastes like
It tastes like something. It tastes like something that we both like.
It tastes like something we both like.
Man.
Damn, that's good. That's good.
Glad you like it.
Man. I think I'm gonna stick with my age, but I think the proof is tough on this one, coming off the one before it. I can't quite dial in the proof on this right now.
This might blend to get in for this year.
That'd be hilarious.
If it is, you got a good shot, buddy.
Gosh. You'd be like,
This one's good.
guess the state, and there's like 5 states in here.
Richie Z says, off topic, favorite types of music and artists for the panel. We already know yours, Jason. So Durell and Jeff, what do you guys like to listen to?
Well,
once you,
indie rock.
once you lock in your guesses, Jeff, you can.
Yeah. Let me see.
Durell,
Sorry.
Durell, you can grace us with your musical choices.
You guys have 10 seconds left. For me, honestly, I listen to every single thing besides country and like death metal. Like I do like soft rock and some metal, but I can't do like the straight screaming and hard to understand music. But other than that, I'm pretty eclectic. Listen to about a bunch of everything. So you guys enjoyed this one?
Yeah, this one is I didn't think I'd like something more than one, but I really like this one.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
Okay, I think I've filled in all my stuff here. Okay. Oh damn it! I sent my answers to Jeff. I'm only kidding.
I actually did that once and sent him to Kelsey the first time, and then I just kept sending him fake answers the rest of the.
All right, Jeff. What do you like to listen to? You said indie rock.
Yeah, indie rock. I think the 2 albums of the year, just to kind of give you a sense of it, if you're familiar, would be the Nationals' new album was really good, and then there's another band that's a collaboration between a few people called Boy Genius.
Okay.
But those were my 2 favorite albums of the year so far.
Nice.
Man, the finish on that one does not let go.
It does not let go at all. It's really good. I want to drink some more, but I know we have to save some. Joe Lanninger says these are all Dancing Goat Bitters finished bourbons. Hell yeah.
So Shane Long sent me a cherry bitters finished one.
Uh-huh.
And that was actually not that bad. Like I was getting cherry right off the rip, and he kept laughing, but I didn't know what the heck it was. But
Yeah.
it was decent.
It literally tastes like a cocktail, but it's just too much of it. Like I can't sit there and sip that all night. It's just too much of that like cherry bitters finish on it. The bitters and aren't so when we did the pick Dancing Up before we released the Spaniard, we had an orange and a cherry, and both of them were disgusting.
Yeah,
that was my favorite. That was my infamous face when I was like, like I didn't want any part of those whiskeys.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good.
Whiskey Uncensored says proof, age, state, distillery, finish, primary grain, and the middle name of the distiller. I'm gonna say the middle name. I'm gonna say the middle name of the distiller is Benjamin. That's what I'm gonna say.
That would be pretty epic hardcore
man.
rules right there.
Yeah.
Matt just throws that in.
Right.
5 points. Name the master distiller.
5 points if you know the master distiller is like mother's brother's cousin's wife. Okay.
No, So actually, it's not going to be a hardcore question, but it's going to be a bonus question at the end. It's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know pretty much what I listen to, but I'm with Durell. I cannot stand country music. I can't do it. The only I like more of like the folksy, like songwriter, like Chris Stapleton. I think I mentioned. I can listen to that guy all day long. Sing.
That's probably the exception for me. He's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. Some of the older, stuff like older Tim McGraw, like Kenny Chesney, I used to kind of listen to. I dated a girl. I was actually engaged to someone that got me into country for a little while, and so I kind of like that stuff. But I felt like country music got so into like pop and that fucking song that they play all the time about the truck. Yeah. I can't. I got a haul like a truck, and then she like screams for like 5 minutes. I got a truck. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Like, oh my god, I can't. They play it. I think they play it on the Ford commercial. I can't stand that song. Oh.
There was like a video that came out. It was either like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, but they did remix like a whole bunch of country songs. Like they just played them on top of each other. And they all sounded the exact same because they all have the same tempo and everything at this point. Yeah. It became like so generic that you could actually play them back to back and change the verses and they all just flow together.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like every song is about their truck, obviously somebody they broke up with, having a beer or a drink somewhere or a margarita on the beach. That's like every country song. That's it. Except for Jelly Roll, who like will sing about being in prison and shit. He's pretty badass. Jeep Man says 103 says I love my truck. I love my truck. Yeah, Tool's one of my favorite bands of all time. So whoever said Tool for sure. Yeah, a truck, a dog, a girl, repeat. Yeah, that's basically country music. All right, it's time for the D. I cannot wait.
Got D left.
Here we go.
Someone as soon as you guys knows, we're like,
here we go. All right.
A little weird. So 2 minutes. Actually, I'll read questions. Sorry.
Which questions? Yeah.
Yeah. D. We're gonna do proof.
Okay.
Type. So proof, type, state, and bottle. Oh well, sorry, not disregard bottle and finished. So proof, type, state, and is it finished or not?
Okay.
Okay.
This one's gonna be weird. Here we go. Good luck. Good luck with this one, Jeff.
Time starts now.
All right.
All right. Number D. Let's do it.
I think the palate's probably a little better than what
the nose isn't too bad now. Going back to it,
I don't like this.
Like no.
What is this, Durell? Oh my god.
Well, he didn't ask us finished, which is peculiar because I might actually still guess that.
I might, yeah, I'm with you. I might still guess that this was finished. This is weird.
I don't know. I know.
I know, likey.
I will say this was the weird one that was thrown in.
Man.
Ooh, it's got some punch to it though. Damn. Ooh.
It reminds me of something, but I think you're right. The fact that it has what my proof guess is would not align with what my bottle guess would be. I don't know if I should hedge my bet or not.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's this one's different. I'm not really sure where to go with this one. This is probably the most puzzling out of all four.
Everybody's like Dickel 8 here, 9 here.
And maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's not as puzzling as I think it is.
Or maybe it is.
Or maybe it is.
Man, the finish on it doesn't let go either.
That's the best part of this whiskey. The finish on it is really nice. This thing just goes.
Oh, look at Bill Kavanaugh.
This one will be something you pick, Jason.
That is time, guys.
I hope not. All right.
So yeah, proof, type, state, and if it's finished. Oh, sorry, not it. No finish.
Proof, type, state, and is it finished or not?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Finish or not.
I'm gonna say that.
Wait, you didn't want the finish, right?
I have it written on here for some reason, so we'll stick with it. It's fine. So yeah,
You want it or you don't want
yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
Proof, type, state, finish.
What the hell state is that from? That is weird.
I know, that's the hard part about this one.
State on this one is weird. I have a guess though. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here.
Puerto Rico.
Is this that special Hawaiian bourbon that came out? I'm just saying. Oh God, is that a finish or is it just weird? I don't know.
Yeah.
You sticking with that, Jeff?
I don't know. I don't think it's too weird.
Final
Yes,
answer, Jeff?
yeah, that's what. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Jeff's locked in.
I'm sticking to it. Okay.
Mm.
Ugh.
Mm.
That
I
one's
kinda
gonna
like
be. That one's gonna be so wrong. I'm totally.
I wonder if you guys are guessing the same thing right here. 'Cause I know what Jeff said.
No points right now for that one. Easily. Jesus. No clue what that is. I've tasted something like that, and I don't think I think what that is, but it could be because Durell has some crazy shit, so I'm not really sure. So I'm not sure if that's some weird one-off of what I'm thinking it is, like a cask strength, like barrel pick or something. I have no idea. But there's a very floral note to that reminds me of a specific distillery. I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. So we'll see. See how it goes.
That finish is pretty good, though.
The finish is awesome. The finish is the best part.
All right, so we're gonna do 30 seconds, and we're gonna go through these one more time, starting at A, for a bottle guess. Bottle guess is worth 5 points, guys. If you can bottle guess any of these.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, but that's why it's worth the most. So let's delete that. I'm gonna do 30 here. And whoops, hold on, let me reset. Why is my computer messing up on me? All right, so I have scores pretty much good to go.
Between
so
the
I guess...
seagrass and D, man, I'm all messed up now. Jeez.
All right.
So we're gonna start back with A. We're gonna give you 30 seconds on each of these to think of a bottle guess.
Wait, so we have 30 seconds for all of them to bottle
No.
guess?
We're gonna go through each of them. So
each one.
Each one.
D. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Speed round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you already knows them already. You know, you kind of got some
Yeah.
ideas in your head.
All right.
So 30 seconds start now, guys.
All right.
And let me just finish scoring here.
God, A is so good.
Man, I didn't give enough credit on A to something. Rats.
Dang, A is good. It reminds me of a specific distiller, but I mean, it could be anything.
Time is up, guys.
Damn.
So shoot over what you think it may be, because it's probably not right.
Probably not. Yeah.
Or it could be. It could be.
Man.
All right, Jeff's locked in with one.
Yeah, let me shit.
Rats.
And Jeff, just be slightly more specific, because yours, there's a whole bunch of bottles, right?
Oh, sure.
All right.
I guess I'll go all in.
Okay, cool.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that.
Well, no, there's just in case. Not saying it's right or wrong, but just got to cover the bases.
Not saying it's right or wrong. Okay.
Yeah, it's 50-50 shot of being correct or not.
Man, I think it's crazy. All right.
I'm probably wrong on that. Now I regret what I just typed, but we'll see if I'm on the wrong side of that one.
Where are you at, Jay? Let's see.
All right.
It's a good one though. If I'm on the other
Yeah,
side.
it's really good. I'm kind of back and forth between a couple options here. I'm just trying to lock in what I think it is. But then the more I'm tasting it, I'm getting other stuff.
What
So-
distillery? Since Jeff already answered, what distillery did you immediately think this was? I want to see if it's the same as me.
Four Roses.
Okay. That's what I thought as well when I first tried this.
All right, so I'm gonna guess.
Hey,
here.
wait a second. That was
No,
half a
that's-
clue there.
No, it's
That wasn't my guess because I don't think it is. But here's my guess. I don't freaking know.
I probably could have waited, but it's not gonna. It's not Four Roses.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Okay. All right. So for you, letter A. Sorry.
Was that distinct enough of a guess for you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna stick with that. All right, so we're gonna move over to B.
Okay.
So it wasn't Four Roses, Jeff. So don't think he got extra points or anything like that. He didn't guess it anyway.
Yeah, I didn't guess Four Roses. I thought Four Roses the first time I tasted it, but the more I tasted it, I thought, no, I don't think it is. So,
all right, so we're gonna have 30 seconds going into sample B, starting now.
all right.
Go back into this.
B is weird. It's so peachy. What the hell? I only have one guess that this could be it, and I haven't. If it is what I think it is, or what I'm guessing it is, I haven't had this whiskey in a very long time.
Oh, okay. This reminds me of something that I drink often, but it's not. So that's time.
All right.
We'll see if anybody can headshot a bottle. I know you guys were all in on C, both of you, so I'm curious what you guys guessed on that. Jay had a bottle guess like 4 seconds in.
It brought me back to a specific bottle and brand. So
That Jeff. Okay.
Yeah, got nothing on that.
All right. That's
yeah, that one's tough. I have no idea. Yeah.
You guys ready for C?
Yep.
All right, switch back over.
I don't even
30
have to taste
seconds.
this. I'm just putting it in my thing.
Yeah, feel free to taste it again if you need to.
All right.
30 seconds start now. I want to taste it because it's lovely.
Yeah. The Mets won tonight, a walk-off in the 10th. Come on. All right. Good job. They split the series. That's all you can hope for.
That's time, Jeff. All right.
My mom's going to be pissed. Freaking Mets beat my Yankees.
All right, so we're going to move over to D.
Yeah, this is the tough one. Good luck. I have no guess for this. No guess at all for this.
30 seconds. I'll let Jeff take that sip of water.
God, it smells like sweet tarts.
Oh, shit. It's like
Doesn't
more
it-
Smarties.
Yeah, Smarties. That's what it is. Smarties. It smells like Smarties.
Oh, my God. That's good. All right, 30 seconds since you guys have knows it already. Holy crap. That's literally... Dude, that's crazy.
Oh, but it doesn't taste like Smarties.
Oh, man. That smells just like freaking Smarties, dude.
It smells like Smarties, but it tastes like shit.
Let me taste it. 10 seconds.
I have no clue what that is. What in God's name is that, dude? I have no clue.
I'm just gonna go with my answer all the way through there.
Okay.
No idea what that is.
Oops. So that was here.
I'm just gonna get. Okay, I'm just gonna guess. Yeah. Okay.
All right. When yours comes through, then I'll let you guys chat amongst yourself for about maybe a minute. I pretty much have everything calculated. I just want to make sure it's right. All right.
All right.
Man, we scored so little points that he doesn't have to do math. Did you hear that, Jason?
I mean, this was a tough one. This was good.
While you guys are chatting, think of what your ranking was.
So-
Your rank was, sorry.
Oh man, yeah, that's easy.
CABD.
That's the same for me.
Yeah.
CABD. Yep.
Okay.
Now,
CABD. That's the
All
ranking
right.
there.
What did you like
A.
about A and C? Curious while I do this.
I don't know. A just had a really great balance to it. It had a spiciness to it. Off the bat, Durell, we were talking about how it reminded me of Four Roses, and that was what my immediate head went to as far as like a Four Roses type of balance, spice. It had sweet. It had a nice proof point. I don't think the proof point was overly high on this one. I think it was kind of in like that 1-teen-ish area, but really good. Really good one.
Russell's Reserve. I think it's a good Russell's Reserve pick. I know Durell put me on the spot to clarify my answer, but that's what my thought process
Well,
was.
I said Russell's Reserve, so I'm like, there's like 50 bottles, dude.
No, I thought C was a Russell's or a Turkey, not A. I'm not sure what A is, but I thought C, which is I'm sorry. Are we talking about our favorite?
We're talking about A. No, A.
Yeah, A for me was second place, and I think that one was that had the good balance. I think C is a Turkey product.
You think C is?
I thought, for C, I went Russell's Reserve on that one.
So why a Turkey product? Walk me through it.
It got me. I got like that turkey funk. I got like a medicinal cherry note in it. It had a little bit of. I thought the proof was right in the area of like 110-ish, coming off the other
110.
ones. So that's
Yep.
why I thought it could be a Russell's pick. So that's where I went. And then the other two, I have no fucking clue. No clue. That one that tastes like peach trolley rings, I have no idea what it is.
I have no idea. I just sent him he's like bottle guess. I was like, finish Nulu.
All right.
That's actually a good guess. That's a really good guess.
I have one other question, which is the bonus question on this.
Okay.
All right.
What is your
worth, man.
mother's
It's only worth-
brother's? What is your mother's brother's cousin's former roommate?
We said Russell's out loud and Rare Bird comes in.
I know. It's like saying Beetlejuice too many times.
It's worth 4 points. Actually, no, sorry.
Okay.
We'll make it an even.
Okay.
We'll make it 5. We'll make it
Bonus.
5 points.
All right.
How many of these samples that you guys tried today
Uh-huh.
are Blue Run?
You're a dick.
Is he messing with us?
I hope not. If he put Blue Run in this, I'm gonna be pissed.
Jason, C is gonna be a Blue Run. It's gonna totally
If you
He's-
want
he's
to
gonna-
totally mess us up.
if you guys want to
he's gonna-
taste through them really quick, you can. but-
C's gonna be. I have no context of what Blue Run tastes like. I don't know unless he put one of the 14-year like single barrels in here.
That's what I think C is. Now that he's saying that,
You think it's one of the old Blue Run single casks?
I bet you. I don't know. Now I'm doubting myself.
I mean, it could be. I mean, it tastes like it's older. So it definitely could be.
That was my guess. Was 14 years on it.
Yeah. Oh my God, are they all Blue Run?
How funny would that be? Of course, that would explain the weird ones, though. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, 2 of them I hated, so if they were Blue Run, it makes sense. But 2 of them weren't too bad.
So send your bonus via text, not out loud.
So what's the question? How many of them are Blue Run?
How many of them are Blue Run?
Oh, for fuck's
If
sake.
any.
I don't. Man, why? Why'd you do this? No. I'm gonna say, 2. I'm gonna say, all right. I'm gonna say,
He said.
no. I'm gonna say, okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah. All right. So Jeff's answer is in. Which one did you think, Jeff? I mean, sorry, Jason.
What?
Your answers are in. Jeff's are in as well. Which of the samples did you think were Blue Run?
The 2 I hated.
We got B and D.
Yeah. I'm just guessing. I'm going on what I don't like. So.
I will say this: everything's calculated already. It's 100% accurate. I won't break down every single score, but I'll tell you these scores are 44 to 48. So it's very, very close. After the nose and round, so on the nose, scores were 18 to 16, and on the palate, scores were 30 to 28, dude. So you guys were like freaking neck and neck the whole thing.
Damn, Jeffrey Wack. Nice, man.
So we'll go through bottles.
Yeah, let's do this.
You know, so we're not on here for like 3 hours on your stream. So A. Proof point 113, 14 years, Kentucky, bourbon.
It's the 14-year Blue Run, isn't it?
He did do it.
He did do it.
I guess no on the bonus. I was like, he didn't
It's the 14-year Blue Run.
Honestly, that's the one Blue Run bottle that I ever bought. And I don't think I've been back to it since. The only other one I have is the High Rye Cast Strength that was sent to me by Dan and Julie Like. Those are the 2 bottles I have from Blue Run.
That one in particular, I have a couple. And Jeff, that's not the one that I sent you before. I sent you a 13-year. I didn't want you to think that I sent you the same bottle because you thought MGP the first time. You thought it was like a Pingree pick.
So what did you guess? What was your bottle guess for that one, Jeff?
Jeff.
Oh, I just went Russell. I went Russell's on it. I didn't
you went
know.
Russell's?
Yeah.
So I went Four Roses originally, and then I was like, man, I don't know. Now it tastes fruity. I just said Kelvin collab. I don't know. So yeah.
So on to B, which you guys found a little weird. Let's look. So this is a little over 109, so 109.6 proof.
Wait, so this was the peachy one? This was B?
No. Yes. Sorry.
No, this is
was
the this is the peachy one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what the hell was that one?
So what did you think? So Jason thought 112 proof. Rye thought Tennessee bottled. What did you think?
I guessed it was Barrel Armida with
Armida.
With that like that peach brandy finish on it.
Jeff went 115 proof. Rye, Indiana. He thought Nulu. So what you were in fact drinking was a Kentucky sourced rye whiskey, 109.6 proof. It was indeed finished in Madeira cask. And
Madeira.
It was
the Black and Willet.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
I know you said you wanted some ryes, so I try to throw at least one in there.
I definitely picked up the rye, but I didn't even think of Black and Willet. That's crazy.
Yeah, both of you guys had rye on there, just the states were off. Proofs were kind of close. Jason,
what was the proof on that one?
109.6.
Jason was closer on that one though.
Yeah, he got 2 points on the proof. You got 0. You were at 115.
Yeah.
Shoot. Darn proof.
So going into
what I guess 112 on that one ish.
112 on proof. Yep.
Okay.
So C was the unanimous favorite. Outside of the Blue Run, Jason guessed 9 months. 9 years, 110 proof. Bourbon, Kentucky, said no for finished. Thought it was a Russell's Reserve.
Yep.
Wack thought 14 years, 110 proof. Bourbon, Kentucky. He thought Russell's Reserve as well. No to finished. So what you were in fact drinking, technically, if it was age stated, would have been 14 years. It is a bourbon. It's Kentucky sourced, and it is a Four Roses LE 2022. It's
That's
109
Four Roses
proof.
LE. Wow.
2022 LE, 109 proof. So you guys are spot on proof. Both of you thought 110.
Mhm.
Wack blew this one out of the water on points. You pretty much like almost nailed everything. 14 on the age, 110, Kentucky State, all that good stuff. Bottle was now. Jason, you weren't that far off. Just the age was the only thing you didn't score points on.
Yeah, because I was all in on Russell's. That's why I
Yeah.
went like 9 years. I'm like, I think that's a Russell. So because that proof point, yeah, I went all in on that one.
But that was close. That kind of like got everything like neck to neck. It really came down to pretty much like the last bottle for the most part, man. Like you guys were
which was an
literally like neck
absolute
and
mess.
neck. So
It was
this
an
was
absolute mess.
the crazy one that
Yeah.
I threw in there to mess with you guys, right? So Jason thought 121 proof rye, thought Colorado, no to finish, thought Old Elk, which I believe is Indiana, right? They're MGP. But you probably hedged or whatever the case was.
Yeah, I mean, I hedged, whatever. I thought,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Jeff was right there, kind of what you hit. 122 proof. He thought bourbon instead of rye. Wisconsin, and he went no. It finished.
Oh, did you think it was a driftless?
He thought it was a driftless. You went with Old Elk.
I went with an Old Elk. Yeah.
What you were in fact drinking was a 120 proof rye out of Indiana.
Oh,
It was Indiana.
Indiana, and what you were drinking was
Oh no!
oh my gosh.
No! Why would you do that?
Blackberry.
the Murder Hunt.
Ah.
It's a blackberry finish.
It is
Ah.
a blackberry brandy finished rye.
Oh god, that thing was awful.
But you gotta mix some ryes up, man. Like I wanted to throw a couple finished ones in there to mess with you a bit. You in particular, Jay, because you said you needed work on some ryes. I know that one you may not get again. I doubt Matt's going to send a good times.
I
but
hope he doesn't send it.
I wanted to throw something that was slightly
You may
different.
not.
And now that you say blackberry, that's all I smell now. Wow.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, it was really, really close.
No, I think Jeff won this, didn't he?
Potentially.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I feel like you won that one, no?
So no. So we have
I
a
guess
total
it
of
depended on our
48.
nose.
Yeah,
who
48
had
to
the-
44. So Jason, nose and round, scored 18
Mm-hmm.
to Kelsey. Why do I keep saying Kelsey? Sorry.
Because you
Yeah.
love him.
Kelsey.
To
Kelsey.
Jeffrey's 16.
Get in here.
Right.
Uh-huh.
On the palette, Jeffrey scored 28 to Jason's 30.
You got this then. Yeah.
So Jason winning with a total of 48 to Jeff's 44. So
Damn.
4-point difference, dude.
Wow.
4 points. Jason pulled out the win.
All right, staying hot, guys. Staying hot.
But
Man.
literally, like on the first, so on A on a nose, it was 6-6. B on a nose, it was 10-10. C on a nose, it was still tied. I'm like, what the heck? Like literally, you guys were tied after the first three nosing rounds. I'm like, holy
Dude.
crap. Then it kind of pulled away a little bit. Then Jeff had a crazy round on C on the palette to even it back up. Like it was literally like neck and neck. That was really, really close.
Yeah.
Rats.
I'll still send you the shirt, Jeff. That was a damn good showing. That point total would have probably won you some rounds in Matt Madness for sure. Anytime you get to that 40 something mark, that's pretty damn good, man.
Next year, I just need to be on the other side of the bracket from you, and then someone else to knock you off first. You know?
I have news for you. If I win this year, I'm retiring.
Lock it in.
No more blind tastings. I'm gonna go out on a high. That's it. I'm gonna do the old Peyton Manning. So,
How's your palate, Jason? Can you drink that 4 square or no?
Oh yeah, I have an extra glass.
Ooh, I know you said
I'll cheers you.
it would
I'll
be a
cheers you to that too.
celebratory- a celebratory pour.
Yeah,
Which I can
celebratory pour
pour it
here.
up with
I
you
have my
guys.
last empty glass here to call it a night, guys. Any patrons watching, I'm not going to do an after party because I've done 2 live streams tonight and I'm exhausted. So.
All right. Well, Jason, here's your Glen, and I'm not going to wash it for you before I send it. So.
I would put it in the dishwasher anyway, knowing you laced it with some shit.
Congrats, though. You'll be the first one to get one of these. Even Durell doesn't have one.
What? I can't even tell the logo. It won't focus up on it. What's the logo on it?
So it's the same as my YouTube logo. I know it won't focus because I'm like here. Let's see if I can get it to.
Face.
Here, go back a little bit. Okay, I can kind of see it now. Okay.
Yeah. It's
All
in
right,
there.
cool. Yep, I like that.
It's the same logo that's on the mirror right here.
Yes.
But the idea that we had behind it was all of us have different logos. So, and then we got the Hello Again Whiskey Friend logo. I couldn't get my tripod to go back, so you get that odd view. But there's 4 Glens. There's 4 Glens in total then. So now you got one.
As Joe the sample guy said, nothing says love like a dirty Glen. It's true. Hey, BT is in the house. What's going on, Brian? Nice to see you, man. He says, congrats, Master Drum. Good stuff, gents. Yep. I mean, this was very, very helpful, Durell. I really appreciate you putting this together kind of quickly. That's why I'm probably going to test myself again tomorrow, do another blind tasting, taste through some stuff, try to lock in some flavor profiles before Friday. And then it's just going to come down to, what Matt sends us and who's able to nail it closer. So we'll see what happens.
You did good on the rise, to be honest. Like, you just missed state on B, but you got proof. You got points on proof, on type. On D, you got points. You pretty much nailed the proof. You got the type. You went finished no, which it was finished, but you did well.
Yeah, I don't know. So the last one, D, when I first smelled it, I wasn't really getting the that crazy finish on it. I was getting a floral component to it, which made me think Leopold Brothers out of Colorado, because it's a very floral whiskey. So that's where I went. But then as I was tasting it, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's Leopold, because Leopold's more of a lavender. And then when I was tasting on D, it was like a fake flavor, and that should have tipped me off that it was some fucking weird Good Times bullshit. So yeah.
Oh shit!
Good times. I can't even believe you own that bottle, Durell. Jeez.
I have a couple, man. I actually have a couple that were decent before all this stuff came down from them.
The honey ones I can agree with, but geez,
the honey ones were alright. There was a couple other ones that I have that are decent, which I haven't went to in a while. Like, the nose on that's funky, but the palate wasn't that bad for me. Right, but I wanted to throw like a finished lie that kind of threw somebody in a loop. Is that wrestler? Oh, the Mets.
Jason wanted to watch the Mets. He's like,
I just wanted to watch the Mets be the Yankees, and it completes my happy night. Thank you. All right, let me try this 4 square here.
Nice. Cheers, guys.
All right, Jason. So I wore this shirt so that I could turn around, but unfortunately, I'm apparently talking to myself. But
know your role. Shut your mouth.
Dang it.
Ah, man. Dude, you were freaking amazing tonight. I give you a lot of credit. Those were some tough whiskeys, and we were right in line the whole time. Dude, you fucking killed it tonight. That's probably the best blind tasting performance I've seen you do. For real. Like, I'm not even like, joking around. Like, even the ones that you guys have done on your own, on your channel against other people, you've done well, but I think tonight you were locked in, man. So I feel like you should
really close.
I feel like
after the first three, I was like, what?
I feel like you, Durell, and Kelsey, you should do a blind tasting immediately soon so you could kick their ass. I'm just saying. You seem very locked in right now. Yep.
Did better on proof to an extent.
Yeah, B, I really flopped on proof. A, I flopped on age, and B, I flopped on proof. Those were my.
I can't believe 4 Roses was the C, because it really came off. I was actually going to guess like Russell's 13, like it was coming off like really dense and dark and cherry. The 4 Roses didn't even really come into my mind, but yeah, for sure, makes sense. And that's good. Dude, this is ridiculous.
No comment,
yeah,
JG. No
Oh.
comment, JG. Not even.
Team Jason.
All right, guys. Well, everybody, I want to just say happy National Bourbon Day. Actually, I think it's over. Are we into? Oh no, it's still National Bourbon Day, at least on the East Coast, and it's still National Bourbon Day across the country. So, hope everybody enjoyed both live streams. Again, if you guys have not watched the live stream earlier today with Dr. Patrick Heiss from Wilderness Trail, he actually dropped some crazy knowledge bombs that I didn't know, and I think it's a really great educational video as well as an entertaining one. So definitely check that out. Also, before you leave, make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe. Subscribe to Hello Again Whiskey Friends if you have not already. And we will see you next week right here on the Mash and Drum. And hopefully I will, maybe I'll either be a champion or I'll be a runner-up. So we'll see what happens this Friday. But hopefully I'll see you guys in the chat Friday night supporting both me and Dan. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Big shout out to Durell for putting together this blind and Jeffrey Wack for giving me a run for my money. So cheers, guys. See you next week right here on the Mash and Drum. Take care, guys.
Cheers to you all.